Right, today we're going to draw a room which is slightly different to the street scene. We start off with the 2 points as we did before. Remember, keep this line straight. We need one there and one over there. Now, unlike the street scene where we did quite a big red line, this time do a smaller one. About this big. Obviously you don't have to do yours in red. This is just an example. Now, this we almost have to do backwards. We go from this point, and I suggest mark it up from there. From here, from the red line, up. So you get that. Okay? We do the same on the bottom, from this point, from the red line, and down. Oops, went over the edge a bit there, that's okay. Now we do the same the other side, from this point, up there, from the top of the red line, and up. And you can probably see it starting to look like a room. From this point, to the red line, and down. And there we go, we have a room. It's sometimes a good idea. You can sometimes just put in some light floorboards. Again, keep at this point, and it just helps you with the perspective. Don't do the whole floorboard. You can just do little light lines like that, that, from this point, and we're done. Okay, we'll start off nice and easy. We're going to put a picture on the wall. So for this, we do a little line down here. Remember, keep this absolutely upright. Now, this is the tricky bit. This time we have to go all the way from this point to there and out. Okay? Again, make these points a bit bigger. From this point and out. And there's our first picture. We could do a line again, keep it upright. Now obviously pictures aren't totally flat on the wall, so we need to add a bit of depth, and here it gets quite tricky. We have to go from this point to this corner, add a bit of depth. The same down here. Hopefully that will be flat. Yeah, it is, so that's great. Then we put the line down there, and we have a picture on the wall. Now it still doesn't look three-dimensional because we need to add a shadow underneath it and to this side. We can also, any corner we can't see round, we make thicker. Can't see round that corner, can't see over the top. Can't see round this corner. Can see there. And finally along the bottom, nice and firm, you have some shadow over there. And there we go. We've got a little picture on the wall. You could just do an imaginary squiggle. Doesn't really matter. It's just a little sketch. Lovely. Now, one of the hardest things to do is actually to do a sofa. Now, I recommend for a sofa is work out the floor plan on which it will sit on. I'll do this in blue. So we go from this point all the way down here, up to square there. Okay, and again from this point all the way down. In fact, I'm going to bring my sofa just a bit lower, make that bit longer. From here, from the point. Okay. Now from this point, I'm going to bring it away because I'm going to squeeze the door in there. Okay. And from this point, down there. Good. So this is the area on which the sofa will sit. So again, from this point on the floor for this line and that line, then from this point, for this line, to there. Right, now we need to just build it up a little bit higher. So, again, keep the lines upright. I'm going to my sofa somewhere about that height. Okay, from this point, I'll have the backrest somewhere around there, and we'll angle it a bit, make it comfortable. Right, that's the edge of the sofa. It'll make sense in a little while. And the flat sides here. Again, keep this line straight. And there's our profile of the sofa. I haven't quite made that seat big enough, so I'm just going to move that line back a bit. From this point. Excellent, so there's the corner of our sofa. Now we just need to track that all the way down to the end. So I can do a line over the top and a line down the bottom, which we've already done. Now I'm going to do this edge here up to there, and I can draw the line down there. Now I'm going to copy this line here, there. In fact, no, tell a lie. Let's do this line. Now that actually is the same line as the corner of our room, so it's going to make it a little tricky, but we can get over that. Then from this point, there, from this point to the top of the sofa. Now, for this, because it's not upright, it makes doing the last bit quite difficult, so we go along here till we reach the corner and up. Okay, that bit's probably the most tricky. I'll go over that again. Let's just make these lines a bit longer. So this last line here, keep it at that angle and there, and you're done. Last line for the sofa, from there to there. Replay this video as much as you like, just to get that part. Then I have a sofa. Again, any lines you can't see round that corner, make it thicker. Can't see round this corner, make it thicker. Can't see round there, thicker. There, definitely can't see over the back. Definitely can't see round this side. Definitely can't see underneath it. Definitely can't see underneath there. Excellent, and there's just a rough sofa. Again, the light comes from our left hand, over our left hand shoulder, so this is going to be light. We can make this a little bit darker. I tend to just do the corners for now. Okay, this side's going to be very dark. Just quickly add some texture in. Okay. Now I tend to like to just put some textures in where it's worn out a bit and people have been sitting. Just add a bit of shape. Again, we could do the same down here. Okay. Shade the bottom. Now if we want to make it a little bit more rounded, we can start softening up these corners a little bit, make it look a bit comfy, because at the moment it looks a bit square. Start rounding the corners up. You know, you don't have to be too precise with this. Add in some textures. There's obviously fold down the bottom here. A bit of fold in there. Obviously this crease down the back of the sofa. You can get that nice and dark and over the top. Nice and shaded there. Okay. Then we have a nice sofa. You can also, if you want to sit it up a bit, a lot of sofas have got little feet. So now we're not going to see much of this back one. Again, put a shadow under the sofa. here, light over our left hand shoulder, so we can catch that armrest there, make that shadow a bit bigger. Lovely, and there's a little sofa. Might even want to put some shadow down the back wall, why not? There we go, just lift it off the wall a bit. Lovely. Now, you may wish to add a rug in front, which is really nice and easy to do. From this point, down there, from this point, over there, you probably see that the rug will probably vanish off the end of the picture, but that's fine. Again, using the points. Rugs are nice and easy to do from this point. Just adding a little border again from this point. Add some texture into the rug. Okay, it's always nice. You can just shade the corners. Just give it some texture. As I said, you can work on these a lot quicker. Spend more time on than myself. Right, and then the last thing I want to cover today is just to do a door. Nice and easy. Keep it upright. Doors are quite high in rooms. They, go almost up to the top of the ceiling, but double check your own room to find out, okay? Then, using this point, give it a bit of width. Just use your eye. Yep. And down. You may wish to be really fancy and add a frame around it. Again, from this point to add the frame, don't guess any of these. Got a frame, make that a little bit short, but never mind. You may wish to put some panels in it, like most doors have got. Remember, these get wider as they get closer to you. Carry on down there. You can see I'm just penciling these in very lightly. Again, use the points. From that point, you don't have to be too precise with these. From that point, from this point, leave the kick plate at the bottom quite large. They're quite large on doors. You can add a little bit of the detail in. Don't even need ruler for this. Just a bit of shading. Okay, there's a door. Don't forget a handle. You may have, I don't know, detail, whatnot. You can have a look at your own doors. Give the frame a bit of depth. Add the line next to it. Okay. You may wish to just shade this lip there under the door. Just give it a bit of depth. In fact, I'll just give a bit of texture on all of this. And the last thing you might want in your room, it'll look a bit strange, is you'll need a skirting board. So from the point, forget, and you can use the same height from here. And always give it a go. It's a nice little start and see how you get on.